Hello to you all. It's Meredith with a Y, and today I'm talking about the fact that I just feel like I don't care anymore, and I'm not really sure what's going on. So let's break it down and see if anyone else is going through this or if I'm just inside of a compression. Hello, everyone. This is Meredith with a Y, and I am your host, Meredith Willits. Today we are going to go deep, changing lives, and I am giving you the keys to the castle. I am not sure exactly what's going on, but like the other day, I was sitting here thinking about all the things that I used to, I don't know, obsess over, if you will. The things that used to just take over my mind day in and day out of how to fix and how to change and how to grow and how to do and how to blah, 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 blah. And I was going for a walk the other day and I said to my husband, I'm like, I just don't get it. I don't care anymore. I just don't care. The things that used to just wind me up, I just don't care. And I'm not sure if it's because of the politics that our brains are just like scrambled eggs at the fast and furious pace at which our world is changing, or the amount of things that we have to care about in real time, be it LGBTQ plus or veterans or Social Security or our own paychecks or our own health, yada, yada. I'm not really sure. I just think maybe our bandwidth is tried to the last possible eh. And so, like, the things that we used to care about that were like, I don't know, existential or like dreamy, like things that we had space to care about. And now it feels more like I need my needs met care, that those things have gone away, or if I really have just let them go and now I'm processing them to see, like, what do I care about now? I'm not sure which it is. I really don't, because I'm still in it. And so I was thinking last night, like, maybe I saw a video one time and it was saying that depression isn't necessarily depression, it's more of compression, meaning you're being squeezed. You know, you're in a space of squeeze or a space of pause, a space of change. And that's kind of how I feel. I almost feel like I'm in some sort of weird bubble and that there's something on the other side, but first I have to make peace with what has, in the past. Like, it definitely feels compartmentalized, as if there's this time continuum that has been split into particles of or parcels of past, present, and future. And to be honest with you, I'm oddly not even giving a shit about the future, because somehow I just feel like it's all going to work out. I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know when it's all going to work out. I just know it kind of has to, you know? I just know it kind of has to work out somehow. And I don't know what that looks like. And I don't know my part in it, but I know it's going to. And so the weird thing about not worrying about the past or the future is it gives me this feeling of like feeling dead inside, because I've always had a, as my one friend called it, what did she say? She called it like a, whatever that rod is they use with cows. She's like, you always have like a whip on your back, but it comes from myself. And whatever this place is that I found myself, it feels as if I put the whip down. It's as if I know that the whip that I use to beat myself with is pointless. And it doesn't matter if that whip was geared towards my weight, my looks, the cleanliness of my house, my career, because every single thing that I've ever done with myself or to myself without kindness, was a waste of energy. And honestly, at the end of the day, all you have is today. That's it. And so beating the shit out of yourself every single moment of the day that the house isn't clean and the dishes aren't done and the laundry's not done and you're too damn fat and you have a zit or you have a wrinkle or there's a gray hair or you got to work faster, you got to work harder and you got to make more money. It's just exhausting way to live. It is. It's an exhausting way to live. Always chasing, running and chasing and dragging. And somehow over the last, I don't know, days, weeks, months, I'm not even sure. Because it just showed up on my walk the other day that I don't care anymore. How do you go from caring so much to not caring at all? And I think the only way is to make peace with where you are today. And that no amount of beating the shit out of yourself is going to make anything better ever. For your kids, for your spouse, for your friends, for you. And so all you can do is today is just do today. Because no amount of worrying about tomorrow and no amount of begrudging yesterday or the people that encompass those days or the people that helped or hurt or who they were, it just doesn't matter. Because really all you have is this moment right now to act inside of. I have spent 184 episodes doing this podcast. 184 episodes. And at the end of the day, who am I doing it for? One person? 100 people? Or me? I don't know. But somehow I walk up those stairs and open the computer, get out my microphone, pick a topic. Sometimes it picks me, probably all the time, and keep going. And then I'll have an appointment, and then I'll go downstairs, and then I'll grab my coffee, and then I'll do a little laundry, make my bed, change my clothes, put on my gym shoes, go for a walk. No amount of hate is going to get me there. And no amount of worry is going to either. All I have is today. And somehow I've always known what to do. Somehow the opportunity has always shown up, even without me looking for it. Good, bad, or ugly. I saw an advertisement. It was delivered to me in my email box from iHeartRadio, and it said from LinkedIn, be a disc jockey on iHeartRadio. Not much experience necessary. However, the amount of shit you need to know how to do is unbelievable. P.S. And I'm like, that would be so fun. I would love to be a DJ. That would be the best job ever. And then I realized I'd have to train downtown, and it pays $28 an hour. So by the time I trained and had someone to handle all the shit back at home, yada, yada, I mean, what? Paid taxes? It's a weird world we're living in. Shit's expensive. People are having a hard time. But I'm here to tell you, the days that I beat myself up, the days that I was happy, the days that I was making $12.50 an hour, graduating with honors from a university as a single mom, those days were exactly like today. I lived in a 4-bedroom house then. I live in a 4-bedroom house now. My kids had clothes on their back then. My kids have clothes on their back now. I had friends then. I have friends now. And I make a hell of a lot more than $12.50 an hour. But both were good parts of my life. Both were enjoyable. But when I was making that 12.50 an hour, I felt like I was gonna get somewhere. I felt like I needed to go somewhere, that I had to do more, that I had to be better, that if I just worked hard enough, if I was just thin enough, if I was just mean enough to myself, strive and strive and strive and strive and strive, always feeling like I was coming up short, but I really wasn't. I laid with my 2 older kids on the couch watching SpongeBob every single night. We had a wonderful home to live in. There was always some sort of food on the table. It's different though. I remember I couldn't even afford to go to Burger King, and now it feels like you're supposed to go out to dinner all the time. It's amazing how that's changed, isn't it? I had so little clothes, and it seems like clothes are like water now, you know? Everybody has so much clothes and goes out to dinner so much. It's so weird how much things have changed in a matter of 20 some years. But the thing of it is I think I'm inside of a bubble. I think we're all meant to be inside of a bubble right now, full of confusion, not sure which way is up or down or sideways. I feel like we're letting go of the past in a monumental collective scale where the shit that used to matter just doesn't matter anymore, where we're all holding on by strings and threads to not only ourselves or the things that we have, but to our family and our friends who we're losing over politics, religion, life choices. It's as if the world is separating one thread at a time, and there's no coming back from it. I'm not even sure how this will ever be repaired. It's so incredibly broken. It's sad, when I talk to people, when I listen to my own thoughts, and think about how many people out there in the world, and I'm talking to you, Facebook, are being sent account after account and conversation and soundbite and lies to get us to hate each other more and more and more. I've seen so many people on social media saying that they don't speak to their parents, their children, their siblings. They're getting a divorce because of politics. And I get it. Today, the politics are so different. Today, the politics have things to do with safety, security, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Pursuit of happiness. And so when people see their family members voting for an opposite party that doesn't believe in cutting spending or LGBTQ rights, they take it personally. And I honestly don't blame them. But it does break my heart to see people and their relationships and their families devastated over where we're at today. It's almost impossible for me to go on Facebook anymore because of the bots that are serving up the most divisive statements. And that's all they are, is a statement, just so that people will shred each other in the comments. I've never seen anything like it. And I hope I never do ever again. Because there's got to be a better way to live your life than to just absolutely deplete yourself of any energy, any happiness, any love, and any connection over a person or a party that you will never meet and that has no idea who you are. We're definitely on the precipice of something. It's like a huge zit that needs to pop, a cyst that's filled with the pus of anger and hatred and fear They cannot be contained anymore. We're on the precipice of an explosion. I think back to 9/11 when we all had the same enemy. We all knew who to hate that day. We band together, holding American flags, hugging each other, helping each other out of the rubble, emotionally and physically. We prayed for each other because we knew who to hate that day, and it wasn't each other. I worry that that's the only thing that will ever get us back. I worry that that is what is going to be needed to bring our country back together again. Recently, I received some news from a friend, some devastating news about someone in their family. And all the quarrels and the whispers and the whatevers fell to the ground with a very loud crash of regret and apologies and moving forwards. Because when the big things hit, when the reality hits you in the face of, oh my God, this is bigger than our quarrels, all of it goes away. And I fear that that's what it's going to take. I fear that we're going to have to be on our knees begging each other, no matter our party or political choice or religious connection. I fear that it's going to take something so big to bring us back together that it will be more devastating than what we're living through right now. Because unfortunately, all humans need someone to hate. And unfortunately, right now, it's each other. And the only way it seems to change that is to have a common enemy. And the only way to have a common enemy is to make it bigger than each other. I don't know when this is going to happen, and I don't know where it's going to happen, but I promise you it's going to. Because every generation that gets to this place finds that moment. I don't want to fight with anybody. I don't want to be angry anymore. I don't want to have my head so confused by every morning waking up to a new article, a new soundbite, a new breaking news, a new devastating crush to some part of our society. The farmers, the veterans, the LGBTQ, females, I don't know what it is. Lanola Gay, was that the name of the airplane? And so many people are cheering it all on. And I don't get it. And that's okay. But I don't want to hate anybody because of it. We were never meant to be like this. Or were we? Sometimes with what I do, I'm not quite sure if earth is heaven or hell. You know? Because only here do we have the pain that we have, the loss, the illness, the sadness, the heartbreak, the hatred, the venom. Maybe it's just the knowledge of it all. We weren't meant to live like this, knowing everything about everything all the time. We weren't meant to have breaking news every single second of every single day, knowing what's going on every corner of the universe. Our bodies aren't meant to handle this. It's a wonder everyone's not walking around with cancer 24/7 or a nervous breakdown. I can't even imagine how hard it is to get into a therapist at this time. I just know It's not sustainable. We weren't meant to know what everyone we graduated with feels about life at all times. And we never would comment on it if we were in person. I imagine meeting my friends I went to high school with at the local drugstore back in Ohio, the ones that voted the opposite of me, the ones that believe the opposite of me. I imagine smiling at them and saying hi. Hope you're doing well. But unfortunately, we get onto social media and everything changes. Everyone is angry and vocal and hateful. But when you go out in the real world, everyone is much kinder. I just can't care about it anymore. I can't care about the millions of things that I can't change, but I can care about what I'm doing right this second. And hopefully that's asking all of you to put down the keyboard, the phone, go for a walk, drink your water, eat an apple, and not fight with people on social media. When I did ayahuasca a few months back, the one thing I saw, which I believe I've talked about here before, is they showed to me my body is like a pixelation of colors, trillions and trillions of pixels that make up my physical body. And then they showed my pinky toe was black. And that black is the evil that we will never get rid of. It's the hatred. It's the anger. It's the jealousy. And it always is right there. You never can get rid of it. Unless you're an ascended master, they just said. Like Jesus. It's always there at bay. And we feed it. We feed it with Facebook posts. One sentence, divisive, and all the comments that go with it. And it grows up your leg and into your knee. And it can take over your whole body if you let it. Until you're sick and spewing venom. And then you have to fight back with kindness and love and going for a walk and forgiveness and solitude. And it goes back down. It's so easy for that black part inside of you to grow. The part that I like to think is probably the hell that exists on this earth. Because at every moment, I tell my clients, in every moment, you're either moving towards divorce or marriage. In every moment of your day, you're moving towards heaven or hell, wellness or illness, happiness or grief. And all of those decisions that you're going to make today are yours to make based on everything that you do. You're either moving towards fat or skinny, salads or burgers, French fries or smoothies, a kind word or a mean one. And with all of those decisions and all of those words and all of those mindsets and all of the shit that you're going to ingest today, you're moving towards heaven or hell. Everyone reads the Bible as if heaven is something after you die. As if it's some place only the good people get to go to. And I'm here to tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, and I know that there's going to be people out there that argue with me. There's no such thing as hell except on earth. You can't send molecules to hell. It doesn't exist. If God knows every hair on your head, He knows everything you're going to do, why would He send you to a place where He knows sin is inevitable and that you're going to go to hell? No one would do that to their kid, not one that they truly loved. So either God is a sadist, either God is evil, or there is no hell after death. Go back and read your Bibles, or not. Heaven and hell are on earth. The temple is you, and God lives within. And when I speak about these things, I don't speak about them from a point of religion. I speak about them from a point of science. I think it's time that we start recognizing that we are creating hell on earth or heaven, but it's up to us. With every single thing we do, everything we say, everything we eat, drink, the friends that we keep, all of it. And it's all up to us every moment of the day. Yesterday, we kind of stayed home all day. I hate that. I hate staying home all day. I feel lethargic. We were supposed to go out and celebrate my husband's birthday last night, but then my eldest daughter, it was a confusion and she couldn't go, so we didn't want to go without her and her boyfriend. And so instead of having a huge evening, we did nothing. That's my hell on earth. I hate it. I hate sitting in the house all day. And it snowed and it was cold after a beautiful week of 60 and 70 degrees of going for walks. And it was snowy and wet. And I just didn't want to go for a walk and gray. And as I laid on the couch last night, I thought about all the things I could have done, but didn't. And so I said to myself that today I'm going to spend my day more productive because accomplishing feels good to me. Connecting with people feels good to me. Being out in the world feels good to me. And it's so much easier when the sun is shining, right? And so today, I'm going to do what I can do to make my world a better place. Hopefully, my kids' world a better place. Do things that I won't regret tomorrow or tonight. Do things that make me feel good and energized. Because that's the only person I can control. Maybe I'll make the phone call I failed to make yesterday. Send the text. Pay a bill or two. Go to the store and buy a creamer that I'm about to run out of. Only this minute is promised. And I sure the hell am not going to spend it fighting with anybody. And I hope you don't either. Consume information and things and be around people that make your life better. Imagine that today is the last day that you will have on this planet and ask yourself, is this what I want to be doing? Fighting with people that I will never meet and will never listen to me, and just growing anger on this planet that no one needs. I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. The thing greater than us, whatever that may be, war, disaster, I don't know. aliens. It's coming though. It's destined to come. So today, I'll go for a walk, and I hope you do too. Life's interesting out there, people. It's wild. Many of you feel like I do, where you just don't know what to do next. So just put one foot in front of the other and do your best. Give yourself a big, huge hug, squeeze. Give yourself all the love that you possibly can. Send the text, make the phone call, go for the walk. Make the world a better place, at least for today. I'll see you guys here next week. Be good to yourself and to those around you, because that's what makes heaven on earth. Thanks for listening. If you would like to connect on a more personal level, head over to meredithwillits.com or on Instagram at Meredith with a Y for behind-the-scene footage and outtakes. Please subscribe and come back each week for more Meredith with a Y. Thanks again for listening.